Both candidates are back on the campaign trail, expanding on and reacting to what happened in their first presidential debate. The main topic, discussed by President Obama and Mitt Romney, was the economy. Today's release of the new unemployment numbers will be a main focus of each campaign. Joining us from Washington is Ginger Gibson, national political reporter for Politico. Ginger, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you this morning. Mitt Romney back on the campaign trail following what many consider a debate win. Is this a re-energized campaign in the Republican Party?
This is a chance for Mitt Romney to capitalize on this, what is widely being considered a win, move his campaign forward, and move some poll numbers. Everyone was saying he needed a grand slam, and he knocked one out of the park. As far as anyone who's watching can tell, what's really going to matter is what he does moving forward. Can he keep his campaign in a direction and in a place that gets voters to change their mind? We know historically debates might not move the polls a lot, but the reassessment that Mitt Romney is getting in a lot of voters' minds could make a big difference for him.
Let's talk about that a little bit. What's the strategy here? You know, in this campaign, every week it seems like there's a different topic or a different focus when it comes to the news headlines surrounding these candidates. So how does Mitt Romney hold on to this momentum until Election Day?
Mitt Romney's campaign has been running at a different message every week. They've been easily distracted, the news of the day getting them off track, saying they're going to talk about the economy and then talking about foreign policy. Say they're going to talk about foreign policy and then going back to the economy. But he had a winner on Wednesday night, and if his campaign can stick with that winning message, he might find himself doing better in the polls, or at least the strategists in the Republican Party hope so. Consistency and not having any problems going forward is the big thing. President Obama, who had been leading in the polls, had been the winner, was defending his turf on Wednesday night, was given bad scores on the debate, and now he's going to have to step back and look at what he can do different. And we already saw changes to President Obama. We know he's a competitive man. He hates to lose, and that couldn't have been any clearer than when he got up on stage today in Madison, Wisconsin, before one of the biggest crowds he's ever spoken to on the campaign trail, and went 20 minutes talking about Mitt Romney, throwing all the punches he had held back on Wednesday night.
The Obama campaign saying that they need to re-examine their debate strategy. What are some of the things that we are possibly going to see different in this next debate?
Obama's campaign thought it would be best to appear presidential, calm, not abrasive or aggressive, not to look as if he was going too far or using the power of the presidency to beat up on the other guy. But we saw instead he looked tired, he looked disengaged, and he looked bored. They're going to reassess the idea to not be so aggressive. We're going to see a more aggressive Barack Obama, an Obama who likes going into the fight and wants to throw the punches, and is going to start looking at the best way to do that.
No mention of Romney's 47% comments. We're talking about the last debate, Romney's tax record, and also no mention of Romney's record over at Bain Capital. Did the president miss opportunities during that debate?
This first debate was focused entirely on domestic issues. The next one will be a town hall, and then we have a foreign policy debate. So this was the perfect setting for President Obama to bring up things like that 47% mark, like Mitt Romney's taxes, like his time at Bain Capital and jobs. So he did miss an opportunity. He missed the best venue for him to hold that discussion. He won't be without another venue, particularly when we look forward to that town hall setting where members of the audience, along with the moderator, will be asking questions. So he'll get another try at it. But he passed up an opportunity Wednesday night to take those first swings.
Job numbers come out on Friday. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be a talker. What can we expect now?
Everyone will be waiting for these numbers. Think back to the convention when Obama gave this speech and the next morning had to deal with not so hot job numbers. It could change the discussion on Friday morning. If the numbers are really good, President Obama can come out and say, look, here's what I've done. If the numbers are really bad, it could make the fire that Mitt Romney's already lit under his base get even bigger, and could help him reinforce that message that he's better for the economy, and therefore those undecided voters should decide on him.
The vice presidential debate coming up next week. How much pressure is on the vice presidential candidates after the presidential debate this week?
You've got two vice presidential nominees who know their policy. Paul Ryan is a budget wonk. He's worked with the numbers, knows the policy. Joe Biden spent 36 years in the U.S. Senate and is considered one of the leading experts on foreign policy. Both of these men are going to bring their A game. And they're huge personalities. Paul Ryan, who's able to look, connect with voters, is the one on the trail with Mitt Romney who gets the crowds really excited. And Joe Biden, who's starting to show he's winning some favor with the senior segment of the voting population. Expect to see both of these big personalities next week showing off their policy information. But because they're such big personalities, they're not going to want to distract too much from the hop of the ticket. And both men are going to be talking about Barack Obama and Mitt Romney most exclusively. They've been crunching. Paul Ryan's bunkered down, met with Romney's senior advisors, going over his positions, making sure he's there to reinforce. And Joe Biden's been practicing as well. They can only hope that he's getting some lessons on what they're saying, what President Obama's saying after the last week with several things that were pulled by the Republicans as gaffes on the stump. So expect both men to come in prepared, come in swinging with a lot of numbers and both of their personalities.
Ginger Gibson, national political reporter for Politico, joining us this morning. Ginger, thank you so much.
Thank you.